got Patrick here. Visor Fridays.
Oh, yeah, that did it. That fixed it.
Yep.
Do that.
Do that one more time.
Sweep of the. Yeah.
I need to get a haircut.
Yeah.
It's just, I like how it's just hanging over the sides, like just a little bit.
It's all fucked up.
Looks like he's getting ready to coach offensive line for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Sign him up.
Somebody's got to do it.
Back in the day when I was on ESPN, Russillo used to have an awesome bit, coordinator face. You ever thought about coordinator face?
Yeah. What is it?
Some coaches just do not look like head coaches. They have coordinator face. Like your physical appearance looks like your career caps out at offensive coordinator.
God, that's so true. Like no one will ever hire you as the head
It's
coach.
100% true. Although it's starting to get a little weirded out. It's getting different because like there's a lot of coordinator face at the top job in the NFL, I would say.
But it's not
if you think about it.
And head coach face isn't like handsome, you know, it's just like there's just something about it. Right? It's not like
I mean, it's not really capable. It's not capable of being defined. You'd have to go through them because, like, there are overweight guys that you'd tend to go,
sure.
Oh, he's got like a fat face. So he's a defensive coordinator. But you know, some of them pull off that look with authority and gravitas
like
of a head coach. You know what I mean?
Well, like Joe.
You think Rex Ryan has head coach face?
No, he's like coordinator face, but somehow had the confidence enough to make it to head coach.
No. Rex Ryan is a head coach face. That's what he's saying. It's like you can't really define it. It just is. So like Joe Judge.
No, it just is.
Right. Exactly. So I'm saying
like
Rex Ryan
honestly,
is a head
Mike
coach.
Mike McDaniel did not have head coach face. He didn't even have offensive coordinator face. Maybe he capped out offensive coordinator, but he really had like receivers coach face,
or equipment coordinator face.
Yeah.
Analytics guy face.
Yeah, he's in the
Whereas
he's in the office.
Doug Peterson, Jags, you know, he had head coach face. He looked like a head coach.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Brian Schottenheimer does.
Sean
Brian
McVay.
Schottenheimer looks like a little coordinator face.
That's true.
Sean McVay.
Vrabel?
That's tough. Head coach.
Yeah.
Head coach or linebackers coach. One or the other. No in between.
At any level.
Same as Dan Campbell.
Like high
Same
school,
as Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
There was no in between for Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
It was like tight ends coach or head coach. One or the other.
It's so true.
All right. I don't know if any of that's material. I assume you're rolling for this Friday Wheels Off edition
great.
of Will Cain Country. Yeah, including your hair and your face. What?
You have tennis coach face.
Let's talk about Nancy Guthrie.
You haven't talked about it enough? I mean, I haven't heard about it.
I don't think you're supposed to laugh.
Here's the thing. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, we shouldn't laugh.
I'm not supposed to laugh? Why? Because I'm supposed to pretend like I don't have self-awareness?
Yes.
Tact.
You know, there's a lot of comments, and we have some comments to go through here as we introduce the Willisha into the conversation when it comes to Nancy Guthrie. But I believe the comments that you guys have cultivated for us to respond to here today are really substantive on the case of Nancy Guthrie. But I'm still compelled to address a ton of comments about why. Why are you talking so much about Nancy Guthrie? And Patrick, would you say that's the bulk of the feedback? Certainly if I open my social media, X, whatever it may be, that is what I get a lot. Is that as well what you're getting in the email inbox?
I'd say it's at least a third, maybe just under half of the comments for a while there was like, please stop talking about this. Why are you talking about this? There's other news stories. But I've mostly, I mean, a lot of it has been people just interested in the true crime aspect of it. You know, what about the glove? What about dogs? What about this and that? So it's been surprising.
Well, I've even noticed, and it's not coming directly to me, but I've seen it in my X algorithm, the the suggestion that this is all part of a larger conspiracy, a distraction or a cover-up for honestly what? I don't know. I've seen people say, of course you're going to get for Epstein. Always Epstein.
Yeah.
My theories on Epstein are starting to go into some wild directions now, like counterintuitive directions, just for the record. Like, I'm starting to, I don't know. I don't know enough, and I need to do more research. But I'm starting to wonder if, I don't know. I'm starting to wonder how much there is there. How about that? For the first time.
No
I've always
way.
been a guy.
Opposite.
Because you're a lefty.
No, it's
because
not.
You've
It has
invested
nothing to
in
do
this
with that.
and you're doing it through your political prism.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
But, dude, 4 years ago, this was a nothing burger to you. You didn't know the name Jeffrey Epstein.
Yes,
All
I
it
did.
took was for Joe Biden to stop being president for you to think it's the biggest story in the world. You are so... We're all... Dude, let me explain to you something. When you have a kid, you're going to think you're going to name your kid some very unique name, but the truth of the matter is you're going to be surfing along with the trends of the time, and everybody realizes this after the fact. What'd you name your son? Stone. So unique. And then he's going to show up to preschool, and there's going to be 6 Stones out there. That I promise you, you don't even realize how much you are a product of your environment. Oh, tattoos. Super trendy. Because you're so unique. Right. Because all of a sudden, you're the rebel out
Seems
there in
like
the
a
world. Ever
personal
gone to a
attack, but-
Starbucks?
It is a personal attack.
Ever gone to a Starbucks? You know, you're a dime a dozen now with the tats. I
Sure.
mean, you're not. You are part of larger trends. And let me tell you something else I think. If you want to know where trends are going, look at your Instagram algorithm and see what it says. Yeah, it's about you, but it's also pushing you towards things that other people
not
are
true.
headed towards. Always. It is. You are
I get
not
different sides.
a special, unique snowflake. You are not special. You are part of a wave.
I don't care who's in that
you
list.
You are flotsam.
Take 'em
You
down.
are flotsam.
If it's Barack
You're
Obama,
a leaf
I don't
floating
care.
down a river.
It doesn't matter. I don't care who's on. If they're in the
think-
list, take them down.
You think you're a sailboat in the ocean with a rudder and a sail.
My
You're
mom
a
says I'm
leaf
special,
floating
so-
down a river.
That's all that matters.
Here, and I mean, even me, sometimes intellectually, I'm the goth kid in high school. It's like everybody's into this thing. I'm going the other way. When all I am is a reaction to
you're
the
an
river.
oppo for
I'm
just
just
to be
a
oppo.
reaction to the river.
You're one of those
And so,
people that hates
but
things
I
that
do
are popular.
I do think there's value. I've always thought this, that if you're sitting in a room and 90% of the room believes a certain thing and is certain of a certain thing, that I am the guy who goes, odds are 90% of people aren't right on something. Odds are that's just not, you're not playing the odds. And so there is somebody worthwhile to go, hold on. So here's what I'm saying, Dan. First of all, you're a fraud. You didn't care about Epstein 4 years ago. Now it's like the biggest deal.
Because
No,
we know the
but on
information
Epstein,
now. Because we have the information.
Listen,
because it's out. Because we can read
What
it.
do we know? What do we know? What
Millions
do we know?
of pages of things.
Yeah, I know, and I agree with you. I need to read it, and I've been looking for the perfect synthesis of it because it's millions of pages.
I've been
Totally
deep diving. It's crazy.
But have you? Can I just ask you a question?
Sure.
And I'm not read in enough to have an opinion on this. Okay, I did notice that the victims of the Epstein deal at the hearings on Capitol Hill that stood up, all of the allegations, and this isn't about whether or not the contrarian take isn't Epstein, good guy. That's not what it is. It's take the popular narrative and ask yourself if the popular narrative is actually true or not. Okay, so let's define what's the popular narrative. What is the story for everyone that knows nothing about Epstein? Sincerely, when I say nothing, in the whole grand scheme of things, most people know nothing. Even if you know some, like you said, there's millions of pages of this now. So the three of us together, let's define the popular narrative.
There was a secret cabal run by Jeffrey Epstein and others that were running a pedophile sex trafficking ring and had blackmail on lots of famous people who were involved in it. And it goes to the highest levels and all over the world and throughout time. That's the narrative. And I agree with you. That's probably not true, but there is there.
Okay, but there. I'm not going to let you get away with there being that Jeffrey Epstein was a good dude. I'm not on the position that nothing happened.
But that's the basis.
But I'm on the position that what you just said is increasingly unlikely and increasingly a tattoo.
Bipartisan too.
It's way too common. So correct me if I'm wrong. These are my facts you're going to get, and I promise you, I will do it. I'm going to spend some time on these the big dump. Did you? You know all about it?
I'm going in on it. I'm just at the surface, but there's a lot.
Okay, the victims that stood up at the congressional hearings the other day that stood up, and they're victims of a lot of things. Are they pedophilia victims?
So no, they're human trafficking victims.
Okay, so they're not pedophilia victims?
I don't know about those ones specifically. All I know is that there were human trafficking victims that came to the DOJ.
They were all over the age.
Get a call.
They were all over the age of 18 when the allegations about whatever happened to them happened.
I'm not sure
right?
about that.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. And that's not to say there aren't victims, but I'm just saying, wouldn't we need to hear from those?
But there could be both. I mean, just because
the popular narrative?
Just because these ones aren't doesn't mean there isn't. I'm just saying the plausible.
Totally.
You know, it could.
Totally. And then, and look, I mean, I don't even know if I want to have this conversation.
We don't have to.
I don't want to have this conversation.
It is. I'll just say
I am growing suspicious of the popular consensus. That's what I'm telling you. I'm growing suspicious of 90% of the room saying exactly what you just said, Dan. I'm growing suspicious of that. That is not to say there wasn't something going on. That's not to say that if we're being honest, you guys know this, I do believe there was a blackmail operation going on. Yeah. That has been my consensus that I really haven't dove into and been able to support totally. But you know what a friend of mine said to me? He goes, okay, I'm just curious about something. A blackmail operation. That doesn't work very long, right? That actually can't work very long. That can work like a couple of times.
What do you mean?
Because wouldn't guys start saying, don't go hang out with that dude? The minute you get burned, right? You get burned. Let's say you're a bad dude and you did something and Epstein enticed you into doing something bad. And now he's holding something over you and he's got blackmail. But you run in these circles where all these guys are around each other.
No.
Would one not say to another, don't go to that freaking island?
No, because you want other people to be like you, to be under his thumb like you. So you have something in common.
Really?
So you're not the only one. Because if you're going down, everyone's going down. I think that would be my thought on that.
That's possible, but that's possible.
You want others to be involved, so it's not just you. That's what I think.
I don't know about the criminal mindset if that's totally how it feels. So Bill Gates is compromised, and he doesn't want to say something to Bill Clinton about it. He doesn't want to go, hey, man, whatever. Yeah, I wouldn't go if I were you. Yeah. Why? Just trust me. Trust me, bro. You don't think that because
do we know they knew?
Because Bill Gates is like, if I'm going down, you're going down.
Do they know we knew? They knew.
I don't know, man.
Do we know they knew that Epstein had blackmail on them? That's the question.
Well, then if it's blackmail never cashed in on.
Yeah, but they could in case they get out of line, in case they don't do something. Bill Gates doesn't do something that they want him to do. Then it's like, hey, we have this on you. You know.
I don't know. I'm not ready to defend my position. We're just talking here.
Sure.
I am only here to tell you. How about this? You're all in. Cool. You are all in on the popular narrative, it sounds like.
No, I'm not.
And I do believe your position is coming from the left. Let me go to the far conspiratorial right. Patrick, and I know you think Jeffrey Epstein is alive, but besides that,
just the
are you in on the popular consensus and narrative?
I am honestly. I think
is this
what's being done?
Is this where you and Dan have overlap?
I don't think so. I'm right now. I'm like I believe the zone is being completely flooded, so that we're not sure exactly what is happening, what is going on.
Is that the end of the show?
To play me out.
Yeah, I was trying to play him out. We can't talk about this anymore. We're just going to.
Was that the execs? Was that the top?
Yeah.
Was that the top saying wind this up?
Hey, guys, really stop.
But I think it's. I definitely think it's a flood the zone campaign that's designed
agree.
to make us all go crazy over
So
this.
much information. Because if you look at all these files, you can't go through it all. It's impossible. So you throw so much information at it. What is true? You know, it's a great not great, but it's a smart tactic if you want to dissuade anybody of any.
Not to mention, the emails are just emails. But, like, the Little Black Book's just a Little Black Book. But, like, allegedly there are videotapes that were taken from his apartment in New York City.
There's
no
evidence
one's talking about that.
That things have happened.
Yeah.
There's physical video, picture evidence. Which is like, why would criminals doing criminal things video themselves doing criminal? It's insane.
You two both know my position, which I have shared with the audience on an irregular basis, that I do believe that there is a lot of smoke to Jeffrey Epstein's connections to intelligence agencies around the world, including Ghislaine Maxwell, her father, and so forth. There is a lot of smoke that leads you towards very critical questions asking about what this entire thing was. What I am having trouble with is the consensus that – actually, I think the consensus is more shallow than that. The consensus is elite, wealthy people in the world enjoy having sex with underage minors, and he catered to that. And I'm having trouble adding that up. Do you understand?
But that's part of it. That's just part of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's just a piece of the puzzle.
There's a piece of the puzzle. There's money. There's business deals. There's corporate takeovers. You know, it's not just that. That's a part of it.
Yeah.
But also, like, part of the whole thing is that if you are in that vicinity because you know Epstein, let's say you're RFK Jr., you knowingly flew on an airplane with him. You didn't go to the island, but now because you have a connection,
well, that's
people are going
right.
to start questioning you.
Epstein had legitimate places in the world. Did he not?
Hey,
when I say legitimate, non-criminal roles in the world of high finance and politics. That seems pretty clear as well, right?
Yeah.
Totally.
That's not to say all his relationships were like that, but he definitely had those relationships as well. Isn't that fair?
Yeah.
I think so.
I mean, but
now you're implicated if you ever had a connection with him.
Which is probably the point.
I don't know. It's so confusing.
It's wild.
And I will dive in. But this is what we got. So is Guthrie a distraction from that? I don't think so.
That's how we got there.
Is Guthrie – I saw somebody else say Guthrie was a distraction from Minnesota or something. I don't think so. Like, and when I say I don't think so, you're like, well, wouldn't you know, Will? I mean, I guess I would know, right? Here's what I know about Guthrie, okay? Here's what I know. Most of the time, and this is going to offend Patrick, most of the time, I believe, at the age that I am, and by the way, I probably throughout my life somehow bumbled into this position where I have relationships with people who, I mean, this is shocking for me to say, are pretty high levels of power, correct? Right? I mean, like,
I would say so.
I mean, one of the questions here today.
We have 2 degrees of separation.
Speaking of, from Ron Tamber asks me, hold on, I can do this. Technological. Dang it.
I got it up on the screen.
This is me. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Ron Tamber asks, how often do you talk to the Secretary of War? Text infrequently. Talk on the phone, not as often. But even where I am in terms of my relationships, I think that if you want to explain the way the world works, you will, more often than not, arrive at the truth by looking at the world through the lens of incentive than the world of conspiracy. I know that offends you, Patrick, all the way down from the NFL pass interference calls to the housing market. But the world works by incentive more than coordination. And the reason for that is because most people are incompetent, and their incompetence compounds when put together. So you put a group of 7, even billionaires together, I don't think their combined intelligence compounds as much as their combined incompetence. Okay? So whatever your flaws are, your inability to keep a secret, your bad decision making, whatever it is, that's compounded in a group. So it's is it Occam's razor? The simplest explanation is usually the right explanation. That's true. Like, if you want to arrive at the truth, more often than not, That's your way to get there. Like the biggest hole in every theory from was the moon landing real is you presume a great amount of competence on the conspiracy theorists and their ability to stay silent. And the truth is that might be even more rare than competency. Like people love to talk. They love to tell their story.
Obsessed with it.
Love it. And so all of these conspiracies rely on the defiance of those two natural laws. Now, I know I can already see your face, Patrick. You're going to say something
But people
like,
do talk.
people can be involved.
But not the people.
You know, they talk all the time, and then they just get dismissed as being like, a crazy person, a whistleblower, somebody at the top.
Who talked about the moon landing that was involved that said it didn't happen?
They killed, well, no.
Oh,
never
they
mind.
killed him. Oh, he's dead.
I'm gonna say,
Here we
no,
go.
there
He's
was,
dead.
Yeah,
Oh.
see,
they just happened to blow up.
This is the whole thing.
Crew
See,
from
this is the
before.
problem with Patrick's
He just
mindset.
happened to die.
It's that famous joke. It's the famous joke. Two conspiracy theorists, JFK conspiracy theorists, die and go to heaven. They're standing at the pearly gates, and St. Peter says, I'm going to grant you all knowledge you want on anything you want to know. And they go, this is it. This is our moment. And they look at each other and turn to St. Peter and go, who killed JFK? And St. Peter looks at him and goes, Lee Harvey Oswald from the School Book Depository. The two conspiracy.
That's not the punchline.
The two conspiracy theorists. I'm not done. That's right.
I
He's
know.
laughing.
I know.
That
Dan's
joke where they
laughing. I'm like,
laughed
it's
too
not the
early.
punchline, Dan.
It's funny.
And then the two conspiracy theorists look at each other and go, this is bigger than we thought. Like God is in on the conspiracy. There's never somebody got killed. It's bigger. There's no satisfied. You're never satisfied. My point is, we're still talking about Nancy Guthrie. We've managed to weave our way through Jeffrey Epstein, the moon landing, and
let
JFK's
me ask
killing,
you.
all of the conversation about Nancy Guthrie. Hold on. I'm going somewhere. So, there's also the argument I thought Patrick was going to make. People unknowingly participate in a conspiracy. So they can't tell the truth because they didn't even know. Am I one of those characters? Yeah, I know you are.
You're complicit.
Maybe I'm
Read
one of
my
those
mind.
characters. But here's what I know about Nancy Guthrie. Incentive. In the end, my personal job with you listening is to tell the truth. That's my job. I would like to prioritize the things that I think are the most important, and most of the time I do. But there are other factors at play, like this is a business like anything else is a business. And you can send me these emails, and I believe you personally, but I also see the numbers. This is the highest rated story since September. Do you know what happened in September? The assassination of Charlie Kirk. This is the highest rated story since the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Now, I can share a couple of other things I know about that. The truth is, and I've been told this and I think it's true, storytelling, and in some ways news is storytelling, is best done when it's done with incremental growth over time. If I did a huge special tomorrow, one episode on Epstein, it wouldn't be as good as if I did it little bit by little bit every day. Do you understand?
What Netflix does.
That's what is addictive to. Yeah, that's what is addictive to people. So this Nancy Guthrie thing is benefiting from a couple of laws of human. It's not about TV. It's not about cable TV. It's about our brains. It's about psychology, like what we are attracted to. And we are attracted to A, mystery, B, the soap opera of incremental growth every day, which it is naturally leading towards. That's just the way this thing is unfolding. And when these things happen, here's what I can bring to you from my personal experience and know. They take over everything to the extent that if I asked you two right now, what was the biggest story 15 years ago, roughly, I have to do it roughly because I don't know, on CNN, what do you think it was? We're now at 2011. What was the biggest story in the news cycle in 2011? Don't look it up, Dan.
Sure.
This is about what you remember.
I know, but I actually want to know after.
I think it was. I think that was after 11.
2011. I was in this. All I thought about was sports back then. So NFL draft. I can't.
Okay, but can you remember the biggest sports story in 2011?
That draft class was amazing.
What draft?
Blake,
The point is like, okay, watch this.
Cam Newton.
We can't off the top of our minds remember it. Do you remember Natalie Holloway? Do you remember Lacey Peterson and Scott Peterson? You remember their names?
That's interesting.
Do we know all three of those names?
I do. Only because I saw the documentaries recently. And I'm like, hey, wait, I remember that story.
Not me. Let me tell you something. I know nothing about those cases. I think one of them was in the Caribbean and one was in California. I think Peterson was California and Holloway was the Caribbean. Mm-hmm. I couldn't say where in the Caribbean. And that's about and one of them had like a Scandinavian dude. Holloway had like a Scandinavian dude involved in it. I don't remember much more because I don't normally invest in those stories and know. But they did bleed through so big that I remember those names because those stories were gigantic. They were so gigantic. I was on CNN at the time that HLN, you remember HLN, Headline News Network, which is owned by CNN?
Yeah.
Its original format was news in like a quick wheel, like 10, 15-minute increments. Like you could theoretically watch Headline News. Remember Robin Meade, I think was her name? In like a 10 or 15-minute wheel and get your news was the idea. But when those two cases came up, and I feel like they were back-to-back, I don't remember the timeline, it exploded the ratings of HLN. Like, exploded it. So much so that HLN changed its entire format. From morning to night, true crime story, pretty much on those two cases. Can you hear that beeping, Dan?
Yeah, is that you? I was like, where's that coming from?
Patrick, I think that camera's beeping. Totally messing up my broadcast camera.
Yeah.
Patrick.
Did you hire another Patrick?
I thought I was like, do I have a tumor? What's happening?
No, yeah, there's another Patrick around here, Patrick.
What
Sorry.
the hell, dude? I hate other Patricks. So, like, I
He's
feel
pretty
like
cool,
I have to
too.
fight them.
Thanks for
He
stopping.
might be cooler than you.
Thanks for stopping down for that. I was going crazy.
I saw you holding your headphones up. He plays bumper pool. Yeah. Right now he's wearing boots. I got to get Patrick back here. He's doubled my Latino quotient in the audience, in the office. In fact, he's wearing cowboy boots today. I got to check out his. Here he comes, real quick. Let me just see what cowboy boots he's wearing. Are you wearing the fish boots? Are you wearing snake boots?
Snake, baby.
Snake?
Python. I wish I killed him.
Did you get those? Go, I'm Latino, so I can get these?
No.
We talked about this, Patrick.
I got these for Ed's wedding.
Nice. I told you only two dudes can wear snakeskin boots. Latinos and rock band lead singers.
Good thing I have a pair.
He said, I'm one of those. He's not the lead singer of Whitesnake. All right, so HLN redoes its entire format to go in on those cases. Here's the funny thing, all right? You know what everybody said at the time? Oh, when an attractive white girl goes missing, that's when the world cares. Remember that? You've heard that line?
All the time.
Okay. Here's what HLN figured out. Those things are Roman candles. Those cases that command everybody's attention, they happen. You don't know when they happen, and it's inexplicable, and then they go away. HLN couldn't find subsequent true crime cases that commanded everybody's attention. Their ratings plummeted. It got crushed, and It's been reformatted a number of times since. Been reformatted. I don't even know what HLN does today. But that was their thing for about 2 or 3 years. We are this, and we're going to crush it. And after Holloway and Peterson, they couldn't find the next one. They tried. They tried to manufacture this or that. You never know what's... And here we got Nancy Guthrie. And it doesn't fit the formula, meaning there's no hot white girl for that line to hold true, right? She's 84. And for whatever reason, the mystery, the incremental growth, yes, the connection to Savannah Guthrie as well, obviously. But this one has taken that place in American pop culture that Holloway had, that Peterson had. And it'll go away, and we'll be left with wondering why we all paid so much attention to it. But in the end, it's about human psychology and incentive. That's my firm belief about what's going on with this story.
I saw a video some guy did. He's like day one of Nancy Guthrie of following it. Like, oh my God, she was kidnapped, and he goes in and starts getting really, really into it. And then day 12, he's like, did they find her yet? Meh, I'm not really interested anymore. That kind of thing. So there's fatigue to it that does come with, I think, some of the stories for people. Plus social media.
I imagine there will be some fatigue, but it's showing legs. It's definitely showing legs.
Yeah,
it's more interesting things are coming out. I think the first 6 or 7 days. Ah, damn it. Were whenever I say 6 or 7, my kids are.
See, that was
so I'm
so
just
out
like,
of my head. That was so out of my head. I didn't even know what you were
I was
talking
like, why
about.
is he cussing?
Yeah.
I think that the story's picked up, and there's been a lot of interesting things, especially since that video came out, where it's like I think somebody said something about they found a glove, and those kind of things. I think there's a lot of interesting.
But it's a Netflix series unfolding in
Yeah.
real time.
Yeah, I think it's becoming
it's
more
interesting.
interesting.
Well, on that note, some of you viewers have a lot of questions about this. Mike Hatch says they've put that tent up out front of Nancy Guthrie's door. They may be processing the door with a laser to highlight prints or fluids. I'm a retired homicide detective. The one thing about that, Mike, is the chain of. I went to law school enough, and I think I'm pretty safe on this. Like that
You went to law school?
entire crime scene is polluted. It's polluted, dude.
doesn't talk
The
about it.
chain of custody, the preservation of the crime scene. A freaking pizza delivery man went up on the porch stoop. Media, Fox News Digital took video walking up on the porch stoop. Who knows how many officers have walked in and out of that house? Like anything you get at this point, I don't know what good it is for you. Maybe you could isolate and find the guy. But by the way, if you're that dude's criminal defense attorney,
Yeah.
you gotta. I don't know
Great
how you're going to
defense.
convict him. That. Rachel
I think
Ball
it's more
says,
just you just
Will,
gotta find him, right? You find him and then hope he has more
body?
material on him. Yeah, right. You
what
know?
are the odds he's sitting there with Nancy Guthrie eating TV dinners for 13 days, waiting for ransom to come in? Rachel Ball says, Will, no one is mentioning the guy in the cam has a damn gold tooth. Well,
Yeah, what is
Rachel,
that?
that's because we don't know that.
In his mouth.
We don't know that.
His mouth lit up.
Well, so his mouth is reflecting something, but for a mouth to reflect something, there's got to be some light going at. And I don't think that Ring camera or Nest camera really has much of a light. It might, but I did for the record, Rachel. I have asked that question. I didn't say a gold tooth. I said a grill, and maybe some people don't know what a grill is, but a grill is the thing guys put into their mouth where they make their entire front teeth
What if
gold
it's a cap?
or silver or
like
whatever.
His molar.
Well, I had a cop tell me it's a flashlight, but not the flashlight you think, and he brought this one in. I never ended up showing it on TV. Just a little press pin light,
Yeah.
like a tiny little press that you could put between your teeth and bite down on, and then it lights. And the one that the cop had was red, like not a laser pointer, but just a little bulb.
military uses
and it
that.
was red because red can't be seen as well. These are non-Nancy Guthrie.
There's one that's
Here we go.
There we go.
All right, you ready? Dory Morrow Klingen. How does a glove sit on the side of the road for 11 days? I don't know what's up with the glove. That glove, may be a big nothing burger. I've asked around. It may be a big nothing burger. There's trash on the side of the road everywhere. I don't, Dory.
What's the glove
Dory,
in the house?
I feel like that's not.
with this
That's the more interesting glove.
yeah. With the FBI.
So they found a
thing.
glove in the house. Yeah, so the Pima County Sheriff's Department didn't give it to the FBI. They sent it off to a private lab in Florida, and everybody's a little upset with the Pima County
denied
Sheriff's
that.
Department for like, why are you? They've denied that they did that. Linda Williams says, why aren't they using cadaver dogs to search that in that terrain? From what I've heard, they have and are using cadaver dogs. Brenda B., did they see on the ring or the Nest the son-in-law car coming in and leaving? Can you see them coming home from dinner? That's a great that question. I like, Brenda. I've asked the same thing. And we had Chief Halstead on yesterday. I feel like some people challenged this when I talked about this on TV. He says that not every doorbell camera is connected to the cloud, that you have to opt into that and choose that. I said, well, what happens if it's not? He said, you guys remember this? It's recorded locally on that device for a very short period of time. And I was like, well, what are people using it for if they're not connecting it to the cloud? And I guess to what? Just live stream to their phone? That's what they would be doing? So if you want to know who's at the door, you just look at your phone in real time?
You don't own your own footage if you do put it to the cloud, which is wild. That company owns your footage. So they could do whatever they want with it, which is pretty sketchy.
So theoretically, if he takes the device and it is not being recorded to the cloud, he's taken the ability to retrieve that footage. And that's why they're all making such a big deal about the Google FBI coordination to somehow get what they've gotten, right? How did they get it? Right. Did some of it go up to the cloud? How? But my point is, we don't know. They may have more video. Was this all they were able to get? But I would want to go back in there and find the video of when she was dropped off. And did the son-in-law walk her to the door? Or did Annie Guthrie walk her to the door?
They said the garage.
All that.
I think some people were saying.
Did see.
Yeah.
That's where we are, the some people saying, though.
I know,
because they're not giving us info. You saw that from an old lady, right, on social media saying that?
What all the people in our
about the garage?
Live chat yesterday during Halstead were saying it. There was a bunch of people.
They went in through the garage?
Yeah, that it was established that they went
And was that
garage.
her only? How many cameras were at the house?
Right. I don't know.
Jane Theobald says, have they considered contacting a psychic? They might be helpful.
Let's get our mentalist friend Christoph.
Yeah. Here's an interesting one. Luther Trout. Did her Wi-Fi pick up any other phones that night?
Ooh. Dun, dun,
Does your Wi-Fi automatically... What if I don't have my Wi-Fi on my phone turned on?
It searches, yeah. It could search any device that is also searching. They can ping to each other, even if they're not connected.
Real? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
My dad worked for the phone company. I learned that.
Bill Moser asks,
Brian,
was there anything...
Cooper?
That's how they found Brian pinging? Was his phone off? I think his phone was off, too, right?
But only for a certain amount of time during his drive. And
Right, but he was still pinging cell towers, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bill Moore says, was there anything missing from Miss Guthrie's home, such as cash, jewelry, credit cards, clothing, or family photos? Never read or heard this information, which is very important. Totally agree, Bill. Haven't heard that either. Would certainly give us some light into whether or not it was a home invasion. I still challenge Chief Halstead on what he said yesterday. Like, if it's a crime gone wrong, if it's a home invasion or robbery, and it's a oh shit moment, and then it turns into a murder, do they just totally abandon the robbery? Do they totally abandon the original mission?
Yeah.
And then do they pivot into covering up a murder mode? That seems weird to me. If you're going into a home to rob it and you end up walking out with only a body, that's an interesting set of choices. You know, cover up the murder and go ahead and take what you were going to take anyway. I would think most criminals would do.
No, I did
Diana
hear...
Massey Moore. I was wondering, have they used canine dogs to pick up her scent location? The answer is yes to that. Go ahead, Patrick.
I did hear from someone, I don't remember who it was, so this is not going to help, but that nothing was taken, which, makes it interesting. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know how
Someone
that's established. Someone said.
So we're in the someone said mode. Tracy Siebold says, could the man who walked up to the Guthrie home disguise himself? How do you know the mustache and eyebrows are real? Can you tell? No. No, you cannot. Totally agree. So, there we are on the most addictive story of 2026 that is destined to land in the same zone as Natalie Holloway and Lacey Peterson. Sticking with the Willisha, Bob Hatfield says, hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Is Buddy aggressive?
it can be.
Have you guys ever seen those videos? Have you ever seen those videos about the worst thing you can call a guy?
Yeah.
Like pal, chief, buddy. I'm a buddy guy, though.
What about Haas?
So I think buddy is a term of endearment. Hey, buddy.
What's up, bud?
No, I
go
saw
Bud.
it recently.
Bud is
and,
later.
Boss was up there, and I call you boss all the time. So
What's up, bud?
You do call me boss. I've thought about it, too, when you do that. Is it passive-aggressive?
Yeah. Like,
no,
you're really not my boss, so.
no.
Like,
what-
if you if you're around a dude who's smaller than you and you call him big guy, you are not being nice.
No.
You know?
It's like, hey, wait, what?
What's up, big guy? Hey, buddy, enjoy your show. Are you and your producers possibly going to do a live event in DFW sometime soon? Inquiring minds want to know. Well, Bob, as it turns out, I found out this morning that the answer is yes. Everybody seems to know at Fox except for me. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys. Apparently, I am doing a live show.
I don't know
in
if the
DFW.
information's out there yet, but
Oh, I'm not supposed to talk about it? Well, that's...
I'll
hey,
tease it. I'll tease
you
it.
might tell me about it then I would know I'm not supposed to talk about it.
Sometime in July.
There might be an event sometime in July where you could buy tickets to it, and you might be able to meet us all and come see what we do. Maybe. Allegedly.
We'll see.
That's the extent of my knowledge because nobody's
Yeah,
asked me or
that's all we
me
told
about
you. It's by design, Will.
Helene Victor says, why haven't you changed your desk and chairs on TV? You need a more regal set. What is...
Be a
what should we
throne?
do, sit on a throne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look
Should
at
I
it
wear a
here.
crown?
It's not.
A regal set.
It's pretty regal.
Why would I change this table? This desk is awesome.
It's sick.
I'll give you the
It's
chair.
fantastic.
Need some work.
Yeah.
Yeah, your sitting position is
Yeah.
tough.
Oh, what you should do is get the chairs that
Yeah.
Michael Malice has. It has the big longhorn horns on it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but if he's talking about a real, like a serious story,
Iron
Yeah.
Throne, but for Texas?
but imagine talking about
horns
like
come out.
a murder and he's just sitting in that chair and it's just really awkward.
With big arm rests like this?
Yeah,
And I sit there.
their cup of mead.
We get a big ring, you know, when guests come on and be like,
Kiss it.
kiss the ring.
Before you come on,
Would that
sir,
be regal for your-
kiss the ring?
For you, Helene. All right, now some questions and advice from Will. Steve Cameron says, how many packages a day delivered to your doorstep is too much before you can ask your wife, is this all necessary?
It never
Never
ends.
asked
You
that.
live in New York, Dan. I wonder, do you get as many? I get so I feel Steve here. There is a lot that arrives at the doorstep.
We get a ton. Almost every
A
day,
lot.
my doorman is just knocking, trying to give us something.
I have 4 boxes
That business
at the front
has to-
door right now. I don't even know what's in
Wonder
it.
how that business is doing. I've actually heard not great. I think I heard that during Christmas or something. That because you would think all those dudes, the Amazon drivers, the UPS and everything, like they've got to be busier than ever.
They're private
right?
contractors now too.
Well, let's see this because this is a personal one to all of us. All right, let me see if I can read it. It's from John Kubeka. Number 1, as a diehard Eagles fan, how do I reconcile that my favorite podcast host is a Cowboys fan? Do I need to find another podcast? No, John. This is America. This is what it's about. How many times do I have to say this? Like, I think this is the good stuff. This is... Now, you probably don't want to hear me talk about the Cowboys too much, and I'd like to think I respect that. I don't want to hear you talk about the Eagles. A little, maybe. A little good-natured back and forth. But manufactured tribalism, it's the best. It's great.
Really
The
is.
best. You got your big tribes. It's like the American Indians, right? All right. You got your big tribes. Your Cherokees, your Choctaws, big. That'd be like Cowboys and Eagles. Then you got your little tribes, right? The ones that are like sustenance farmers that barely show up in the history books and the maps. And that's like being a Jags fan. That's like Patrick. Like they're the ones that are on the edge of starvation. And no one in history remembers that little tribe was even here. So,
But they had good spirit.
you know what I'm saying?
They made the playoffs this year, those kind of things.
No,
Yeah.
they usually thought everything was rigged against them. They thought the big tribes had it out for them. When they didn't even realize the big tribes don't think of them.
Sure.
Who?
Number 2, says John, I have a strong passion to get into politics and create a better environment for my family and our future generations. But I have a great job in manufacturing, and it pays well and provides financial security for my family. How do I make the transition to politics knowing that the local and state-level position salaries are so low? Thanks for the support. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate you, Dan and Will.
No.
You didn't even think of the little tribe.
You, Dan,
He didn't
and
even
Will.
think of the little tribe.
Here,
You
you're
see
left
what I
out.
mean?
Sorry, Patrick.
He didn't think of you,
I
Pat.
don't care about that comma, Patrick. I don't care about that comma.
To be fair, I edited this. There's a whole thing about Tinfoil Pat up at the top
Oh, sure.
that I didn't share.
Oh. Like the Epstein files, it's redacted?
I redacted it because I
This
just
is
thought it would be
redacted?
better for television.
You
Yes.
redacted our information? How dare
Yes, I did.
Sir.
I'll pull up the full
What
thing
did John
here.
say at the top?
Let's see. Hold
Did he
on.
say you're right about all your theories?
He probably.
Said tinfoil.
That
you're
1A
the best
is
part
under
of the show.
subsection 5.
I think you need your own segment. No. He said tinfoil Pat. It was to me. He said, I started listening to Will in 2020 when he was at ESPN and quickly found someone I respected and whose values I could align with. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff.
You got a fan.
And then he said, in case you're still lacking submissions, he's the only person to do it right, to go through the email box. He's the only one. So, my props to John.
He must be over the age of 50.
All right.
Nah, well, don't.
I feel for John on this
Don't do it, John.
politics deal, though. It is, that's why it is called, when done correctly, service. That's why it is, because it is a sacrifice. And, John, I think about that. I'm going to be honest with you. I think about that, too. And it's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a sacrifice. It's supposed to be go do your time and leave and go back. And that is the problem with politics, that the people that have gone into it have turned it into a career because they're going to have to make money somewhere along the way or on the back end, And a lot of good people, I would say most good people don't choose it for, honestly, this is one of the main reasons. The other reasons is, do you really want to get involved in that mess? Like, you can go in with high aspirations and then it's an absolute mess once you're in
And
there.
you end up changing.
I guess. Yeah, I guess.
You have to have an ego.
I mean, this is where term limits comes back in. Like, don't you feel like if you were in there for 4 years and you knew that's all you could be in, you would behave differently.
Don't try to say
Your
Trump's gonna
incentives
get
would be
another one.
different. Well, we're dealing with Michael Jordan there.
He's
Michael
coming
Jordan
back.
gets to play by different rules. He's coming
28,
back.
baby.
That's right.
Oh, my.
I just want that story so that you lose your mind. That's all I want.
I would lose my mind.
I
would.
I know you would.
I would.
And a lot of people would.
Yeah.
And I think it would be incredible to
It'd
see
be
you lose your
un-American.
minds.
That's one thing, but yeah, sure.
How is it un-American?
Why? FDR did it.
Yeah,
It's un-American.
4 times.
FDR was un-American,
Some might say.
but he's the patron saint of leftyism. You just don't know it. That's how you guys don't even know things anymore. Like, he is. Like Barack Obama, he's got nothing on FDR.
Barack Obama's more right than any Democrat.
FDR is the furthest left president in the history of the United States.
Was he an ally?
But he wouldn't fit in today's modern Democrat Party.
No, I was going to say, would he say LGBTQIA?
No, he literally probably wanted it to be a communist country, or as close as possible. But if you woke FDR up today and rolled him out, he would look around and go, "What? This is what we're doing?" I think he would.
You'd have a pretty dope X account, though.
Fireside chat on trans.
Oh.
Can you imagine?
What? Men or women now? What?
I mean, maybe John could play the stock
I do
market if
wonder.
gets
He
involved
was
in
no
politics.
dummy. He might have seen it. He might have seen it the perfect Trojan horse to cultural Marxism,
That's
and
true.
on the way to Marxism, he might have.
You could have rallied the troops.
That's all it is a rehash.
Patrick, you think I'm right? Do you think I'm right?
Yeah.
He's the furthest left president in American history.
I mean,
I think so.
probably
Biden didn't mean to be, Biden was up there. He didn't mean to be.
Clinton wasn't.
Like he was an empty vessel.
Yeah.
Obama
Definitely not
wasn't.
Clinton.
Obama wasn't.
You think of all
Obama's up.
the worst.
Actually, Obama's up there. He's a top fiver on furthest left.
But
For sure.
maybe culture issues, but not economically and policy wise. I feel like I've seen a lot of Democrats say that.
I think the 5 worst eras.
if we made a top 5 list, if we made a top
Wilson.
5 list of the furthest left presidents, yeah, Wilson's up there.
FDR, Johnson.
LBJ, yep. Those 3, Obama.
I mean, Carter did some crazy
He's
stuff.
in there. He's in
Obama, Biden, yeah, probably in that. Those are 5 or 6 right there.
Let's see.
Yeah.
FDR.
By the
I just
same
asked
token,
ChatGPT.
if you did okay, what did it say?
FDR number 1. I said top 5 left-leaning progressive liberal presidents in policy governing philosophy. FDR is number 1. Lyndon B. Johnson is number 2. Number 3 would be Woodrow Wilson, early progressive
We nailed it,
reformer. Number 4, Barack Obama, modern progressive reform.
Yes, I'm down with Chad on this so far.
5, Teddy Roosevelt. Honorable
Interesting.
progressive era reform, trust busting and antitrust enforcement, consumer protections, conservation movement leadership, advocated for stronger federal oversight of corporations. And then Truman and
Yeah,
Carter.
I would say Teddy was a man. Yeah, I think Teddy was progressive for his time. I don't know that he'd be progressive for all time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think Teddy's vision was close to Obama's vision. I don't think that was one and the same.
I think
Whereas
Teddy's
Wilson,
probably-
I think, would have.
he's more aligned with Trump in a lot of ways. So, like, is Trump progressive?
Well, in some ways, Trump is. That's where the left has totally lost their minds. Like, Trump would not make, if we did the same thing in converse, most conservative or furthest right presidents, there's no way Trump would be top 5.
No.
There's no way.
I mean, the Brooklyn Brunch Crew agrees that he's not a Republican president.
So, like, let's do this. Ask chat, but let's just, and then this will be it for us today here.
Okay.
Much longer episode than I planned on doing. I'm going to guess. Patrick, let's do it together. I'm going to do it together. I think George W. Bush will be in there on a top 5. I think
Of what? What are we asking?
Reagan.
they'll put Ronald Reagan. They'll put Reagan.
What am I asking it?
Who's the most?
Same thing, but for the right.
Oh.
Calvin Coolidge.
You know, it takes a level of knowledge to understand Coolidge. You know what I mean? Because he's historically branded as the do-nothing president, but why that's inherently conservative. So they may know that. They may put Coolidge up there. Hold on, don't tell us, Dan. The problem is once we go back to the 1800s, the political ideologies are so different that it's going to be hard to say who is what.
Wow. Interesting list.
But I think you're probably right. All right, go ahead, Dan. What do they have?
You ready? Okay, number 1, Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Modern conservative standard bearer. Number 2,
No surprise.
Calvin Coolidge, limited government, laissez-faire. Number 3,
Oh, Nixon.
Number 3, Herbert Hoover, classical conservatism, pre-New Deal. Now we're getting a little further back. 14, number 4 is William McKinley, pro-business, pro-tariff republicanism.
Don't know.
And then
Pro-tariff? Really?
high protective tariffs, gold standard bearer. Number 5, Donald Trump.
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
And then
More than
George
Nixon?
Bush, Andrew
More
Jackson.
than George W. Bush or Nixon? Right. Interesting.
It's pretty conservative. I don't know.
Another wild, sloppy episode of the Friday edition of the Will Cain Country, but
Love it.
just like the ratings, I think
It's
some
so
of you folks
fun.
are saying this is actually how you love it.
Yeah.
All right, that's
I
going to do
had
it for
fun.
us today. Make sure you follow us on Spotify or Apple, and we will see you again next time.